Come on, church girl chat. We're keeping it real. Faith, life, and love. The way that we feel.
Hey everybody, I'm your girl Coach Cheryl and
I'm Valerie.
and welcome to Church
Church
Girl
Girl
Chats. Yay. Happy New Year. The last time we talked to you all, it was 2025 and it's what?
2026.
Woohoo!
Yay.
We made it.
We made another year.
I don't know about you all if last year was like yearing. But I'm excited to be in another year. How about you?
I'm definitely excited about being in another year and looking forward to all of the opportunities that the Lord will allow.
So, we're doing something a little bit different. This is season number 3 for Church Girl Chats. And y'all, we are excited about what we're going to do. We're going to have some courageous conversations in this season. So, a lot of what you'll see us doing in this season is conversations that I think women, especially women over 40, have internally that we may not talk about to other people, but they're like these little conversations we are either having with ourselves, some of the conversations we may be having with the Lord.
Definitely with the Lord.
I know I be having strong conversations with the Lord, like, hello, what is going on, Jesus? And I don't know if that's like you. But so what we want to talk about today is we're going to start off this conversation about seasons of life and the different seasons that we transition through. And I don't know about you, but something different happens when you hit that 40 mark. So I think mentally, spiritually, things just shift. And I don't know, I was watching a lady's podcast, and actually it's on YouTube, and she was talking about the by now syndrome that people go through. Like, I thought that I would be here in my life by now. I thought that this one thing would have happened by now. And so when we go into this particular conversation talking about seasons, we're going to ask the question, what season are you really in? And so we're going to ask some questions. And as you hear us asking these questions, if you are watching us on the video podcast, we want you to put your comments in, even if it's like, yes, girl, I feel you. Those are the questions that we're asking. And even as we even volley these questions back and forth between each other, I want you to answer the questions as well. We want to hear your feedback about how you feel about the season that you are encountering, the seasons that you are going through. Okay, so I'm gonna get a little comfortable here so we can ask these questions. You know how you do when you was a little kid. So the first question is, if you had to describe your current season in one honest sentence, what would it be?
Merry-go-round.
Okay.
That's my one word.
She did one word, not a sentence, but a word, merry-go-round. And I'm going to push a little bit further, so I want you to explain what you mean by merry-go-round.
Starting over. My season, I feel like I'm starting over. And I feel okay with having to start over. Sometimes you go through so much in life, and even though you're not where you want to be, you just need a fresh start. And so that's kind of where I feel like I am in this season.
Okay, I like that. Merry-go-round, starting over. And that's something we're going to talk about a little more in depth as we walk through this particular episode. But I think that's how a lot of people feel. And I think one thing that surprised me, I think when you're younger, you think that life is like this linear path. And you just, or this ascending path, you just go up, 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 up. But you don't realize that life is like this. Up and down and around the corner, and starting over. You doing good, starting again. So I think at this area of my life, I think one sentence or a few words that can describe the season that I'm in is the one word would be awakening. Because I am realizing so many things about myself
Mm-hmm.
that were always there, but I hadn't seen before. I'm realizing I'm seeing so many things about God that he always was, but
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like God is awakening and revealing so many things to me in this season of my life, and I'm grateful for it. I kind of wish I had, yeah, I had learned this about 10, 15 years ago, but everything in its season and in its time. And so I think that I'm learning more about life during this particular season of my life. So I think that that kind of encapsulates, the
Mm-hmm.
season that I'm in is just learning stuff that I didn't know, but God is showing me. So here's our next question, and y'all feel free to drop in your comments as well. So the next question is, which of these phrases actually feels closest to where you are right now? And as we're going through these phrases, because I'm going to give all of them to you, and then I'm going to ask you to pick one.
Okay.
So these are the the four phases. So this is the first phrase. It says, "I love God, but I feel stuck." That's number one. Number two is, "I'm doing all the right things, but something still feels missing." That's number two. Number three is, "I'm tired of starting over." That's number three. And number four is, "I know God has more for me, but I don't know how to access it." That's number four. So, which one of those are you feeling like?
Number four.
Okay.
Number four. Um, what I am learning is that I didn't really know who I was.
Mm-hmm.
And what I am learning is who I am
Right.
and being comfortable in my own skin. For a long time, I people pleased.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, I was what people wanted me to be, but it didn't necessarily make me happy. And so, um, for me, now that I am learning and am pretty sure of who I am now,
Mm-hmm.
um, finding out what it is that God is wanting from me and accessing that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's kind of where I am. My determination at this point is just to seek His face.
Mm-hmm.
And as I seek His face, I'm sure He is going to show me what it is that He would like for me to do.
I love that. I love that. I know God has more for me, but I don't know how to access it. So for me, it was a combination of all of these. But what I'll say is, I'll say number two probably resonates a little bit more, which was, "I'm doing all the right things, but something still feels missing." And I'll just give you all a sneak peek into something that I've been just recently, like yesterday, um, which I guess it won't be yesterday for y'all, but anyway, that the Lord's been revealing to me. I went on a fast, and at the top of the year, I typically do a fast. And so I'm just, asking God, to bless the year, to show me the path and all the things. And I typically start preparing for the new year a couple of months in the prior year. So I started preparing for 2026 and start praying over it in the end of September of 2025. And so God had given me all these plans and all these things He wanted me to do. And so I was just writing them down, and I was determined that I was going to do this with the Lord, that I was sick and tired of doing stuff on my own and not seeing the fruit that I wanted to see from it. So I was like, okay, God, this is me and you. You tell me what to do. And so I had pretty much, y'all, I had 2026 lined it out, like everything that I was going to do. And so yesterday in my prayer time, I was just, going over. I said, "So Lord, show me how to do things that, you put on my heart to do." And just like the Lord, He slashed 90% of what I had planned for this year. I was like, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I did in my mind everything that I thought you told me to do. and I'm not prepping to do it, do I feel a little overwhelmed by all the things? Oh, a little bit. Yeah. I was like, well, Jesus, I don't know how I'm gonna do all this, but you said it. And so when I was praying and asking God what to do, and He was like, not that, not that, not that, not that. We just spent 3 months together. And so He took me to the story of Isaac and, excuse me, not Isaac, but Isaac, Abraham and Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
When He gave Abraham the promised son, then He asked him to sacrifice it.
Mm-hmm.
And so He said, He's been teaching me. This is what I'm learning. He's been teaching me how to listen to the preceding word that He has. Like, I got all this stuff together, but the part that is missing is now I got to listen every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day.
Every second.
And He said, you're so used to preparing a list and doing things and then going off, but not listening to my next set of instructions.
Mm-hmm.
And so He said, I'm stripping that from you now. You won't have a list of things. And I'm getting emotional because I'm a planner, y'all. He said, you won't have a list of things to do. And step 1 and step 2, He said, you're going to have to listen to me every day
Mm-hmm.
for every single instruction. You'll have to be willing to kill things that I told you to do.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you don't see the part of the plan that was in. But so you'll have to be willing to every day, well, Lord, is this still what you want me to do? Am I still moving in the right direction? And so for me, it's like limbo. And if you're a planner, you don't like limbo. You
Well,
want like A to B to C to D. And He's like, no. He said, I gave you A to Z. Now come back to A, and then I'll give you B, and then I'll give you steps to C. So for me, it's doing the things, but that thing that's missing is being willing to be open enough
mm-hmm.
and to not know the next step. And y'all, if y'all know me, y'all know I don't like not knowing.
She is such a planner. And for me, hearing you say you had 26 planned all the way out last year, that to me is overwhelming. To be planned out 12 months in advance, that's like, whoa, you're doing too much. So I need to be more of a planner, but she is definitely a planner, and she's very disciplined. And so I can see that. I can see that God would do that to you. I really can. I can see Him doing that to you.
And I appreciate it now, and just straight vulnerability. I appreciate it, but a part of it makes me fearful
Mm-hmm.
because for my whole life, I have strategized and planned my whole life. And so a part of the appreciation is the pressure
Mm-hmm.
that's off of me from having to plan.
Yeah.
I'm getting emotional again. From having to plan my whole life. The faith that arises is that I have to trust Him
Mm-hmm.
with my life, with like
Mm-hmm.
every step, every portion of it. Releasing it is a joy, and it's a fear. Like, okay, Lord, I'm releasing it. I'm releasing my calendar, all the things that I thought you wanted that maybe you want, but maybe not in the time frame that I set it for. So I'm excited, and y'all pray because I'm like, oh Jesus, whew, this different. Okay, but I'm gonna do it. So that's the missing part, is that it's a missing part.
Yeah.
So
And God gives us everything that we need. And so, we all say we have faith. And sometimes we have faith, but we don't act on our faith. So that might be something that He's trying to teach you, to actually act on the faith that you have. And the mustard seed is what we talk about as well. And for me, I feel like God is also trying to teach me faith as well. But the lesson that He's using for me is actually different from the lesson that He's using for you. But guess what? It's still faith that He's trying to teach. And so, and I like that about God, is He does not take your lesson and force it on me, or take my
Right.
lesson and force it on you. God deals with us on an individual basis, and whatever way He needs to, move to get us to where he needs us to be, he does that. And so I think that's great too.
Yeah, and because he's so intentional and he knows that even as we're talking about seasons, that all of us are in different seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we may be talking about the season of being 40 plus and the things that you go through, that my 40 plus season is different than your 40 plus
Mm-hmm.
season. And God, in his omniscience, knows how to handle every single season of my life specifically and individually. And so he knows how to tailor make the things that I
Mm-hmm.
need to go through to grow my faith so that I don't have faith in me.
Right.
I don't have faith in my plans,
Mm-hmm.
but that I put my trust and my faith in him, that his will, his plan is always better than anything that I could have put together or I thought that the two of us was putting together. But he was like, no, this is not a democracy
Mm-hmm.
that I have with you. This is a theocracy. And that you are going to follow and flow in what I have for you and
Right.
my thoughts for you because they're always better. They're
Mm-hmm.
always higher than your thoughts for me.
Right.
So y'all let us know in the comments what season that you are in, and we'll probably recap that at the end. So let's go to our next question, which is, what do you think people expect from you at this stage of life?
I think people expect for me to be there for them whenever they need me to be, whenever
Mm-hmm.
they want me to be. And I think they expect me to have an answer. And if I don't have an answer, to come up with a solution for
Mm-hmm.
them.
Right. And how does that make you feel?
Overwhelmed sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, overwhelmed sometimes. And sometimes I just don't want to do anything. And it's like, you know what? I ain't got it. And I've started using this word a lot. I don't have the bandwidth for that right now.
Yes.
Um, that's my capacity. I don't have the capacity for that. My bandwidth, I don't have the bandwidth for that right now. I'll have to get back to you on that. And so that's where some people have always had a no. I have not always had a no.
Mm-hmm.
I always try to make sure that everybody is okay, everybody has what they need. And so I'm coming into, I just ain't got it season right now.
Good for you. Good for you. And y'all hear me saying good for you because my sister has mercy like nobody else. Because y'all know me, I'd be nope. But she typically has a consistent yes or not right now, but maybe in the next 10 minutes. So I'm glad that you're getting to a season where you take care of you
Mm-hmm.
and that you put yourself as a priority. Even if it hurts people, even if we get upset or whatever, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
And so for me, I think the thing that people expect from me is to know everything or to have all the answers. And kind of like you on a different level, I have always kind of felt obligated to have an answer,
Mm-hmm.
even if I had to find an answer. But I am moving. Uh, when I was younger, people used to call me the know-it-all, and I didn't know it all, but I knew a lot.
She acted like the know-it-all. You really did.
I did. And I still have some of those tendencies today. So y'all keep me lifted in prayer. But I'm coming into a season where even though I realize people expect me to know it all, or I think the expectation was even if I didn't know it all, for me to find it for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like we find the answer. Sherry know, she don't, and you must find your own answers.
Yeah.
So, but realizing that there is so much that I do not know. There
Mm-hmm.
is so much that I am still learning. I think at 40 plus, people expect that you have lived long enough to know so much. But I think that once you hit 40 plus, you're like, we don't know either. We still figuring it out. We don't have life figured out. We are
Mm-hmm.
still walking in it. Life is a process. And it's a journey. And what I know for me may not be good for you. And so I think that's what people or expect from me is just to, because for the most of my life, I did have a whole lot of answers. The expectation is that,
Mm-hmm.
or even if I didn't have the answer, I'd find the answer.
Mm-hmm.
So the expectation is for that to continue.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, here's our next question. And y'all feel free, y'all be answering these questions with this. What do you wish people understood about you that they probably don't?
That and this is an attribute of mine that I've had all my life, that people have never known, I don't think, and still don't know, that I'm sensitive. Um, I'm sensitive, and I think some of the experiences that I've had caused me to kind of be rough around the edges for people,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only because I'm trying to guard my own heart,
Mm-hmm.
trying to protect myself. But I'm sensitive.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I knew
yeah, you do.
that. But y'all might not know that. So y'all be careful out in these streets. She's sensitive, okay? Now you know.
And if I'm ever gruff or hard, I don't mean it.
She's not being mean. You just touched the spot. Well, how did the young people say she got triggered? You triggered something in her. All right. Oh, something that people I wish people understood, but they don't, is that I'm not an extrovert. And I know for a lot of people that is so hard to believe because I love to talk. But I'm not extroverted. I'm actually what they call an ambivert. I can exhibit extroverted tendencies. I can walk in rooms and I can talk and do all of that, but that's not my preferred state. I am really an introvert. I refuel by being by myself. Me and the Lord. That's where I get my greatest joy and my greatest. That's how I refuel. Is time alone. But if I am in a situation where I have to be around people or whatever, I can do it. But it's draining. I'm gonna tell you. After a while, I'll be like, "Whoo, I'm done peopling today. That's enough. I have had enough." So I can survive and actually thrive in both environments, but my preferred environment
Hmm.
is alone or with a very few people. So that's what I think people misunderstand. People really think I'm an extrovert. And I'm like, okay.
She does well. She does well.
And because I've had to. I think I taught myself how to do it and I just, you know,
Okay.
I had to survive. All right, and here's our last question for this episode is what has changed most about you in the last 5 to 10 years?
Um, I've become more understanding to the plights of others. I consider other people, and whereas she says I've always had the mercy gift, and that might be why I have been so gruff and rough around the edges for people because I didn't like the fact that I had the mercy gift they told me I had for so long. Um, and I think I've just tried to grow as a person, to be understanding to the plights of other people. Not necessarily that I have to meet those needs, but to speak to people and to handle them a little bit more with care, and to um, consult God first with how I respond and answer people. So that has probably been the biggest change that I've made in the last 10 years.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think in the last 5 to 10 years, I've become more self-aware,
Mm-hmm.
um, aware of things that trigger me, aware of things I like, things that I don't like, aware of my own emotional state, um, how I process stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have become more aware, and so I think what's changed most is me watching myself, listening to myself, seeing
Mm-hmm.
how I respond to different things, and asking myself, well, wait, what about what that person said or about what that person did? Why did you respond in the way? Why did you withdraw? What makes you? respond in certain ways. So I've been very prayerful about being aware of how I react and how I'll respond. Because typically, I respond quickly and vocally. So over the last 5 years, I've been trying to just be quiet.
You're taking on a quiet spirit, huh?
Well, and instead of saying what's on my mind, because I'm very quick with it, instead of just saying what's on my mind, just thinking about what that person said that would make me say what was on the tip of my tongue to say. And then listening to the Holy Spirit say, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Now I repent, because some of the times he said, don't say nothing, I did. And I was like, oh, he has said, don't say nothing. You see how that elevated? See how that escalated? If you had just listened, didn't say nothing, you could have thought that thing through. But so learning how to be more self-aware, learning how to be more sensitive to the voice of the Holy Spirit and his prompting in situations. And so I am growing. Y'all heard that word, growing. It's a process. I think I'm growing in that area of just being aware of how I feel and how I respond to others, how I treat other people. I'm trying to really manage that better than I have done in the past. So we hope you all have enjoyed today's podcast. If you have, let us know if you like this particular conversational series that we're going through. We're doing it with you in mind, and it's helping us too. Look at our word. We help you, God helps us. Everybody gets help.
Right.
So I think one of the things or the key takeaways that we want to leave with you is don't rush. Embrace the season that you are in. Be prayerful about that season, and as well invite God into that season. And we're going to leave this one last question, and we asked it to ourselves at the top of this episode. We're going to also leave it at the bottom of this episode and ask you to answer it, y'all. We've been asking y'all to answer in the comments. And I'll just drop this here. If you are viewing this on Substack and you are not on Substack, so if you're on our email list and you get these and you're not actually on Substack and you want to answer, then all you have to do is, now I say all you have to do, you'll have to actually sign in or make a Substack account. You don't have to download the app or anything like that, but you'll need to actually make a Substack account. And then whenever you get these emails, then you can respond as well. And we want to hear from you.
Yes, we want to hear from you.
Yes. So here's our last question. What sentence best describes your current season right now? And remember, there were 4 options. I love God, but I feel stuck is one. Number 2 is I'm doing all the right things, but something still feels missing. And then number 3 is I'm tired of starting over. And number 4 is I know God has more for me, but I don't know how to access it. So go ahead and drop those in the comments, and we will be praying with you that God will bless your 2026 above and beyond, and that this year will be the beginning of the best years of your life. We love you to life, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.